Hey guys, Chad with BAKO'S Custom Lawn, and I'm going to do a little experiment here. I don't even know if I'm going to end up posting the video or not, but I'm going to do like a little fire pole because I've got issues with magpie nests this time of year. And so my idea is I'm going to take this long piece of rebar. You guys can see this thing here. Let me flip this long piece of rebar here. And then I'm going to put a torch on the end of it. And then light it on fire. I'm probably gonna put some diesel on it or some kind of oil or something, and then light it on fire, and then I'll take it up there and burn the magpie nest up because they're a bad nuisance around the house, or they carry diseases and all different kinds of things. So something we don't really want. So anyway, I'm gonna tilt this back down where you can see what I'm doing here. Basically, just gonna probably take. I was going to do paper towel, but I just remembered I've got a lot of old rags and such, you know, retired towels and whatnot. So I should be able to do both nests in one shot because I'll probably plan on using some kind of oil on there. And so I'm just gonna wrap this around here, probably poke a hole through it actually, and then run it through there. So that way it's kind of going to be wrapped around there really good. I'm going to get probably going to get a couple more of these. And I even have old socks and whatnot, and I don't throw them away. I just save them to use them for rags in the shop, or just whatever I may need them for. So anyway, better than having to buy shop towels every 5 minutes. So anyway, these out of here. So. Alright, I'm just I got one poke through there like that. Just gonna kind of wrap this around here like so. And then what I'm gonna end up doing is tying it. Might just tie it on here with a sock. I mean, all I need is enough time to just reach up there and ignite their nest, because their nest is pretty much just dry branches and stuff like that, so it should just burn up real quick. And then I've got some I think this is nylon rope, just a piece of nylon rope that I had laying around that I used for something else and worked good for something like this. So tie it on there. That. And then just gonna keep wrapping it around here. This is really all I'm gonna need. This is just gonna be a real simple deal here. Like I said, I don't want the magpies making nests around my house, which I've already made a few out there in the front of the house where it's hard for me to see them because they're up there in the pine trees. But if I can get down, you know, get these nests that they're building right now, I know right where they're at before the leaves are on there, then I can get rid of them. So that's pretty much what I got. Nothing fancy, just a simple deal. It's not going to fall off there because rebar's got ribs on it, pretty much. So see, I'll flip this. Yeah, but the rebar has those ribs on there, so when you tie it, it wants to stay on there. And then I'm going to put something on there, some kind of oil probably, so it burns. It burns longer. And then I'm going to get rid of my nest and yeah, see what happens. I'm going to try and get the tripod out. I kind of forgot the tripod up at the house, but I'll bring the tripod out so I can let you guys see what I'm doing. So it'll either be an epic failure or it'll work really well, and you guys can use it too if you got magpie problems. So I'm going to pause the video and we're going to get out there and get started here. Hold on just a second. Alright guys, now I'm going to pour a little motor oil on the end of this, and I'm doing it kind of over the garbage can, so pretty much all the paper towels in there is going to soak it up anyway. And this is a motor oil I don't really use too much of, so just going to let it soak in there real good. I'm just going to let it sit there and just soak in. Yeah, this pretty much this motor oil, it's a 520, and I don't use that really in anything. I don't know if you guys use 520 in anything, but I don't really use it for anything. So I'm just gonna pour it on here and let it get soaked in real good, and then I'll light it up with a torch, and that's gonna be all she wrote. So anyway, now I'm sure some of you guys are going to be like, oh my God, what are you doing using motor oil on a thing? You're going to burn some magpies? That's just not American. Well, I don't really care. I hate magpies. They carry diseases, like I said before. They eat my dog's food all the time, and they, like I said, when they're in there eating that food, they're transmitting their diseases all over. They're one of the birds that transmit that bird flu. Starlings are real bad too, so I've got a thing I'm going to try on them too. I'll make a video about that as well. But starlings have an issue with getting up into your shop, getting up under things, going in pipes, everything else. So I'm gonna build kind of a PVC trap, and I'm gonna see if it works pretty good. So basically they'll just fly in there and then they can't get back out, and then we'll just get rid of them. So, but anyway, this is kind of something new, and I don't know, it's gonna probably piss off a few bird lovers, but you know what? Magpies are a pain in the butt bird anyway, so along with the starlings. So I pretty much like all the other birds, you know the big birds, the hawks, the owls, and all that. And that's the other thing. Magpies, they will kill small birds, songbirds, blackbirds and all that, robins, they'll kill them. They also go to their nests and they eat their eggs out of their nests. And so magpies are really not a very nice bird. So that's why we're going to get rid of them, and so they can't make any nests or anything like that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to get out there, and we're going to light a few nests on fire. Okay, hold on. All right, guys, so I don't know if you can see that thing, but it's all them twigs right there in the rose bushes. Get out of there. So it's all them twigs there in that rose bush, and so I'm going to try my little invention here and see if it'll work. So just keep an eye on it and we'll see what happens. So it's under there burning right now, so let's see if it catches on fire or not. Get you a little closer here, see what's going on there. The wind's blowing, so it's kind of hard to get it up under there good. So see if this works. It should burn really well once it gets going, because they only use dry twigs, so, and all kind of other stuff they put in there. So let's see if this is going to work or not. So appears to be. Just going to take a minute to get it going. Once it gets going like it is right now, you guys are going to be able to see it go up or in smoke pretty much. So not so good for the magpies. So anyway, smoking pretty good there. Gonna make some fried or roasted magpie eggs here. Oh, pretty good invention, I would say. You know, what do you guys think? Pretty much exactly what I was going for there. Taking that thing right out. Alright. Cool, so I can pull out my little torch now. And I'm using it, so I'm going to go start the other one real quick. Alright guys, so as you can tell it worked very well. I was going to go do it on the other one, but I'm going to wait for the wind to calm down just a bit. But yeah, it worked really well. So that magpie nest is pretty well done. And I could have gotten the other one started. I could have shoved that thing right up into that other one, but it's kind of close to my house, so I don't want to catch the roof on fire. So I'm going to wait till the wind is kind of blowing the way I want it, and then I'll start up again. So hold on just a second. Actually gonna let you guys see what the remnants are of this thing. It's pretty well gone. I mean, and it's wet enough on the ground there to where the leaves are just barely burning. I think it'll just go out on its own. So yeah, as you guys can tell, nest is completely gone. So anyway, that's how you get rid of a magpie nest if you want to try it. And like I said, I just used a whole stick of a small, I think it's 3/8, or maybe just a little larger rebar. Tie it around there, and I'm going to make another one here, and we're going to go do the other one. So stand by. So anyway, guys, I couldn't believe how well that actually worked. I mean, that was just kind of a silly idea I had, but I mean, it reached it right in there where it's hard to get a hold of, because magpies make nests in Russian olive trees, wild rose bushes, and this isn't my place. It's not for customer or nothing, but I'll tell you, it will cause damage, obviously, but I don't really care about wild rose bushes. So the other one is in one of my English walnut trees, and I mean, it's going to burn it out. It might cause a little damage. I'll just cut the branches off, but it's my own thing, and I don't really care, because those English walnut trees, they just grow like crazy anyway, so it might die. I'll cut the dead stuff out and just let it grow back. But anyway, it's a way you can, if you don't care about burning up, you know, what you're doing. And it didn't burn up. It just burned right around that area, so it's not gonna be a problem. And then when the wind stops blowing, I'm going to go out and do it again. Now, like I said earlier, I could have gotten the other one too, but the wind started blowing pretty bad. So I want it to blow in the right way before I catch this one on fire, because it's actually even a little larger than that last one. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make, kind of redo. Let's see where the heck I'm looking at here. I'm going to go ahead and redo the end of that and put another one on there, and yeah, go from there. But it lasted a really long time before it actually burned up the fabric and everything. So I mean, it stayed right on there. So, and anyway, once it started going, it was really, well, you guys could see in the video, it worked really well. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get some more socks and stuff and put on here, and we'll go from there. So I think I used like two wash rags and a couple of socks, which actually was just about perfect. If I can find a couple more socks in here, or I'll just use wash rags if that's what I have to do. But no, I found a couple. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get over here and just make sure you know, when you're messing around with this, it has time to cool off before you bring it into the shop and start messing around with it. So bring you down here, and it's probably, see if it's still hot now. It's pretty well cooled off now. So I'm going to do like before and poke a little hole in the middle of this wash rag. That. Go ahead and stick it on there. Just kind of wrap it around there like so. I'm going to take a couple of these socks, and I just tied them on there. Kind of helped keep the wash rag on. And I think last time I used two wash rags, but I don't think, since I've only got one more to do, I think this is going to work just fine. And that's why I don't throw a lot of stuff away. I just save it, because I can always think up some crazy thing to do with it. So got my old piece of rope that I had from something, and cut a deal off of this, probably about like that, and then save that. Okay, I think it's tied right here, so that might not work. Might have to cut it here and then cut this knot off of here, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna mess with that. Okay, let's see here. Pull this apart. Yeah, I just unwind it, you know, and then I can have several little pieces of rope here. Sometimes getting it undone's a trick, but I think I got it there. I got three nice pieces here. They're probably not long enough because I had to cut it because of that knot, but it'll work. We'll make it work. Tie this up here like this. You know, I imagine I wouldn't have to use oil, but it's kind of like a candle or kerosene lamp. You know, when you have the material soaked with kerosene or oil or whatever you're going to do, it's going to last longer because it's just the way it is. So that's kind of the idea here. So I'm going to build this one, and yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's going to work just as good as the last one did. And we'll get rid of another Magpie. I don't think these ones are going to be long enough. Maybe I'll tie it together. I don't know. We'll see here. Not a big deal. Yeah, when these things are curly, so they're hard to get together and tie. I think I got it here. All right. Wrap it around here. And I don't know if you guys have any issues with magpies out at your houses, but out here in the country where I am, I'm fighting them constantly, and they're running off my good birds. And like I was telling you earlier, they eat their eggs and everything else. So it's just a real pain in the butt. And you know, and then not only that, they're killing my good birds and raiding their nests, killing, you know, eating their eggs. And yeah, they're just not a, they're kind of like a dang buzzard, you know, like a vulture, but they're way smaller, way smarter, and they just, yeah, they're terrible. So anyway, I was able to tie those together and make them work. So I don't know if the rope is even necessary. Kind of keeps it on there for a second. Yep. So I think that worked pretty good. Now I'm going to put some more oil on it because that seemed to work really well. So I'm going to take this over here, save my piece of rope. I'm going to move you guys over here. Actually, I have a tripod this time, so it's a little easier to move you guys around. So, all right, so there's the garbage can. Piece of rope in there. And we're going to do the old motor oil on there. Yeah, if you guys, you know, have used motor oil, it'd probably be a lot cheaper, and you're just going to throw it away anyway. So all these environmentalists are going, oh my God, I can't believe you're burning oil. The environment, the global warming, it's going to be terrible. Yeah, well, maybe. So, cry me a river. Go eat a salad and chill out. All right, hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. So, just kind of soaking this with a little bit of this oil. Just like that. That's all we need. And then by the time I get out there, it'll all be soaked in there and it'll be good to go. So, all right, I'm gonna pause this. Alright guys, as you can see, it worked great on that one too, and it's getting a little bit of my weeds there. Got a little bit of ash on my camera, but yeah, you can see. I'll bring you a little closer. Maybe I'll bring you on this other side so you can see just exactly what's left of this thing. It's pretty much nothing. All right, so let me see if I can take this out and flip it around, see what's left of the nest, and that's what's left of it. So pretty much nothing. I mean, it is burning a little bit of my weeds here, but I don't really care. So perfect. It's good. It's a good deal getting those taken care of anyway. So anyway, let me here, and then basically that's pretty much it, guys. I'll move this over here, and you guys can see, kind of see what's. It's kind of hard for me to tell what you guys see, but yeah, that's what's left of it up there. So anyway, guys, if you like these kind of videos, make sure you like and subscribe, you know, and share it with your friends. But yeah, that's how I got rid of the magpie nest up in that walnut tree. And those branches up there that they made that in were dead anyway, so I could pretty much care less about it anyway. I'm probably going to end up cutting this tree down because it's next to the house, but the wind started going in the right direction, so I took advantage and lit that baby up, and now all there is up there is some roasted magpie eggs, and that whole thing should just fall. It'll fall out of the tree. So anyway guys, make sure you like and subscribe, and you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. All right, well, that's how we got that down. I used the same pole. I just poked it a little bit. I thought it was going to fall out like the other one did, but it didn't. All right. That's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And we got another one. This one's kind of next to the other one we just did, but yeah, this one's going to burn up the same way, except I can reach this one. I don't need to have the long torch, so this one will be easy. So and like I was saying, these are just wild rose bushes, so that's why these magpies put their nests in there, because they're thorns all over them and everything else, so it's hard to get in there and get at them. But this one was easy enough to where I could just get in there and get it with the torch. So there we go. As you guys can tell, it looks like they do like a mud inside, but all around it sticks. So, and pretty much when the sticks are gone, the mud just falls, the hard mud just falls down. But yeah, you can tell they spend quite a little bit of work on these nests, but we don't want to make a nest around here, so we're getting rid of them all. I have to come up with another way to get rid of the ones in my pine trees, because pine trees are a little more flammable and it'll burn them all down, so we're not going to do that with the pine trees. If there was any eggs or anything in there, I don't think they're gonna survive this. And also I think that this one might be an old one, because it looks like the squirrels have been using it to eat their nuts on. So this one appears to be an older nest, so I don't think they've actually used this one, because this didn't have the the top, it almost had like a roof on the other ones, and this one didn't have that. So this one might just be an older one. So, but it's pretty much toast already, and I think once we get done burning it, it'll just fall. It should just fall out, or it'll fall out eventually. So, yep. And these wild, like I was saying, these wild rose bushes, they grow so crazy. I mean, once they get going, they're just everywhere. So this little bit of fire might damage some of those branches, but they'll come back and be just as vigorous as they were before. So I'm not too worried about that. Not too worried about that in these. So if anything, it'll slow them down a little bit, so they don't take over the yard so much. So. Pretty much when the sticks are gone, there ain't nothing there to support it anymore, and generally it just falls to the ground. So there it goes. So here's another one that's pretty much toast. So we're gonna move on and go to the next one. In fact, I don't have any more that I know of, so we're gonna actually go and work on burning out a stump I have. So instead of using a stump grinder, I'm going to try and burn it out so I don't have to rent one. So like I said, this is all on my property, so I can do what I want. All right, so hold on, guys. All right, guys, this is the stump we're going to be dealing with. I'm going to pile a bunch of dead twigs and branches and stuff on there. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this stuff. Okay. All right, guys. So I got a new puppy dog. His name's Maverick. So in case you're wondering, so he's German Shepherd and Great Dane, and there's one more in there. When I think of it, I'll let you know. But they're huge. They're huge breeds. And a Cane Corso. That's the other breed. But anyway, he's only 11 weeks right now, and he's just as tall as Shadow is almost, so that tells you how big he's going to be. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this lit up, and then we're going to get this stump burned out. I'll tell you what, guys, if you don't have one of these, it's just one of these Benzomatic, and it's mostly it's a plumber's tool, but it's the one that gets really hot, and I think they're like 40 or 50 bucks, but they just go on this MAP Pro gas, and it burns super hot. But I mean, this thing, you wouldn't think you'd use this very much, but I mean, I use it all the time for all kinds of stuff, so pretty handy little tool to have. So anyway, this stump I cut down, I think I had a video on the tree that I dropped, and it's a big old pine tree, but I'm just gonna basically, on my place, I've got lots of trees, so this is how I generally get rid of my stumps. I just burn them out, and so it works pretty good. Well, I have a stump grinder, or I use that, but I don't have one, so this is the next best way. There's still works out pretty good too, because there's still a lot of branches and stuff from when the tree came down, because pretty much was snowing when we ended up taking the tree down, so that kind of left. I got most of the big branches, but all the little ones are still here, so time to get them cleaned up and get them burned up. So I'm still two birds with one stone here. And hopefully the stump is dry enough to get started, because you know, once I get it started, it should kind of stay lit and just kind of burn itself out. But if it's not dry enough, then I'll have to do this a couple more times, which isn't a big deal. If you guys are wondering why I'm sticking it, all the stuff on this one side is the wind's blowing this way, so all the fuel is going to be burning right into the stump and making it really hot, so that's what we want. And pretty much at my place, I don't do a lot of leaf or anything cleanup. Just let it break down and provide mulch and whatnot, natural mulch and nutrients to my trees and stuff like that. So I don't mess around with the leaves too much. They generally break down on their own anyway, so it's not too big a deal. But I'm using some of these leaves to burn out this stump, and then there's branches and everything else in there, so this will burn really hot once they get piled up high enough. Alright guys, getting pretty big. I've almost got all the branches from around here. Then I'll go grab some bigger ones if I can find some to throw on here just for good measure. So I'm just basically cleaning up the area where this where we cut this tree down, so getting all the fine branches and leaves and whatnot. So almost done. I got one more little bit here, and then I'll be going and find some bigger branches. That's that. And I'm gonna go find some bigger branches laying around. Good dogs. Come on, dogs. Well, I ain't finding a whole lot of bigger branches, but just picking up all the branches I can find that's laying out here. Yeah, it's going pretty good now, guys. I'm probably gonna hold off a little bit on the fuel on this thing. Let it burn down a little bit more so we don't get it out of control. So it's already trying to take off on me, but it'll be all right. Most of the stuff is still pretty wet, so kind of like the Magpie. The Magpie nest, they burned and they fell and they burned a small area and then they quit burning. So I don't imagine it'll go too far. So, and here in a second I'll rake it back anyway, so it won't get too far anyway. So anyway, actually, I'm gonna try a new idea I had. It's basically taking a 55-gallon drum and cutting both ends out of it, top and bottom, sticking it over the stump and then just filling it clear full of wood and burning it out that way. I mean, it's pretty much the same idea, it's just the fire's more contained that way, I guess. But I've been doing it this way for years, so the 55-gallon drum idea, I was thinking about it might be a pretty good idea the other day. So I'll do an after video or after pictures when I'm done here, so you guys can see how well this works or how well it didn't work. But if the stump is wet, it obviously won't work. So that doesn't mean anything. It'll burn it a little bit, and then we'll hit it again. Because I always have fuel laying around because I have tons of trees on my place. So it works out good. I can just pile it up and burn it. Keep burning it 2 or 3 times a year, and it'll be gone by. Hopefully, be gone by fall. also actually have another burn pile that's over there from when we cleaned all this mess up. But I got a couple of big branches like this that I'll bring over and throw on here as I go. But anyway, I pretty much got all the small branches and everything cleaned up. I can let you look over here. That's where the tree was. So that's just that big branch I just brought over. But yeah, got all that raked up. I didn't get all the leaves. Like I was telling you, I don't care about the leaves. It's just mulch and nutrients for my trees. So by around middle of May, end of May, they'll all be gone anyway. The bugs and stuff eat them up, and it all goes back into the trees, and I don't have to fertilize much around my place because of that. In fact, I don't really fertilize at all. It works out perfect. So anyway, I'll go ahead and bring you back down to the fire here. Alright guys, it's probably going to be all I add, and I can just keep scooting those onto the fire as it burns down, but at least that's a start. And like I said, I got the mess cleaned up out there, so I won't hit any big branches with my mower, so that'll work out good. But like I said, these leaves will be gone anyway, so a lot of people freak out about leaves, but I don't. I just, like I said, it's good fertilizer for my trees. That's just how it's been. So anyway, I'm gonna pause this video probably. That way I can do some after pictures and video for you, where you can see how well or not well this worked. So anyway guys, you like these kind of videos, make sure you like and subscribe, share them with your friends, and yeah, that's it. I'll catch you on the next video, and look for the after, because I'll probably have it right after this. Thanks guys, appreciate you watching. Alright guys, so this is kind of an after. It's still kind of smoking a little bit, but my suspicion is this stump is still a little wet, so I'll have to do this maybe once or twice more. I'll build another big fire on top of it, and it should be fine. But a good portion of it, burned down, but we'll keep at it, and pretty soon it'll be like the one I've got over here. Let me show you. I've got one here that we burned out, and yeah, that's what it looks like when it's done. There's just a hole there, and there's nothing there. And then I think there was another one. Yeah, there's another one right here that we burned out as well. So that one needs a little more work, but it's below the ground there enough to where I don't really care. So anyway, all right guys, appreciate you watching, and like I said, have a great day, and make sure you like and subscribe and share it. Appreciate it.